Hi, welcome to the Underground channel again, living in a van. Last night didn't go so well for me because I didn't have the money to do everything I'm wanting to do. Because I'm starting back over living in a van. You could say I'm homeless. But I built my bed higher. I did notice the temperature was a little bit warmer up at the top. I don't have all my system ready and done yet. So on part 3, I'm going to show you how I did my bed and made it more permanent. I built a frame all the way around it and set the bed on it. This bed turns into a lounge chair or turns into a bed. So if I wanted to sit outside, I just pop it outside. You can see the legs right there. And it was 26 degrees, I think it got down to last night. And the temperature up here was about 29 degrees. And the temperature down here was about 19 degrees. So on the floor, it was really, really cold. And where my double doors close, they have a gap and it's not really tight the way they built these things. Air still gets in there, and when the wind's blowing, it blows through on the bottom of the floor really bad, and it got really cold. I used an electric blanket last night. That's what got me through the night. And then little Ann got in bed with me, and between her heat and that electric blanket, I was snuggled all night long and nice and warm until my batteries gave out. Now I'm using lead acid batteries because, like many of you, you don't have the money to go out and buy these kind of batteries, and you got to know how long your batteries will stay up on how many volts you're pulling out of them. And this one here is a Delco Voyager, which is bad, and it's a 620 marine cold cranking amps. Right here it gives you colors. Green is 70 to 100%, black is 50 to 70%, red means recharge, and load test is 200 amps. So if you're putting out if you're drawing 5 amps off this battery, it'll last 14.4 hours at 5 amps. And if you go up, say like you're putting 3 12-volt systems, like a 12-volt heater, and let's say a 12-volt electric blanket, and something else 12-volt, maybe an inverter, it will only get 4 hours out of this one battery. And 25 amps, you'll get 2.1 hours out of that one battery. My 12-volt insulation I'm going to put up as I get the stuff, or get some help and some money somewhere, or get a job where I could do some cars. But a lot of the dealers are tight right now because of Christmas, and there's just not much going on, and I'm trying to make ends meet, and I haven't had nothing this week to buy food or gas. So last night I ran one electric blanket on 2 lead acid car batteries, and because it's 12 volt, one battery lasted me about 3 to 4 hours. And then I put it on 2 battery system last night, and it lasted about 8.5 hours, maybe 9. But starting about after 8 hours, the blanket gets a little cooler, and you get chilly, especially when it's only about 19 degrees inside your van. You get up and go outside, it's warmer. So anyways, you got to do your math on how many volts you're using. and however long you need that to stay, active without having to get out of bed and or anything. To the way I got mine hooked up is to my battery in the van, and I recharge the 2 batteries if I don't have no electricity. But I'm going to have that all cured once I get a little bit of money. I'll have a low voltage 2.1 amp battery maintainer, and that'll just be ran off from 1 car battery, and that should be sufficient that when I get up, if I have to start the van, all 3 of my batteries ain't dead. So I don't have my van battery hooked up to these batteries except when I'm charging them. But on part 3, it's just telling you where I'm at, and I about froze my butt off last night after I got into bed probably about 4 o'clock, watched a couple movies, talked to my family in the Philippines, and I think the battery started dying down about 4 o'clock in the morning because the blankets started getting cooler and cooler and cooler, till eventually I had to get back up and hook up my cables to the batteries I got in parallel, wired them up parallel, and charged them up. Took about an hour, and while I'm charging up the batteries, I got the heat on in the van, of course, and it warmed it up real fast. So I'm going to give you one more look, and as I told you, this will fold up into a chair. I can show you. Pull it out a little bit, and then it'll click up. Well, guess it's got to go all the way down first. So, and then this down here will go up like this. I don't have hardly any strength in my left arm with a bad rotisserie socket, and arthritis. And after I had that stroke, I don't have much muscle strength in that left arm anymore. But I'm going to show you. I'm sorry I have to keep flipping the camera and everything because I don't have multiple cameras or anything to make it fancy again like I used to. But that's what it looks like. That'll raise on up, and it'll be just a real nice soft cushion chair. And you can see how I built the frame. Now I'm going to take and crisscross some wire tension thing on there so it doesn't sway the way I got it built. So, but I mean, I didn't start really freezing until it got down to less than 26 degrees last night here in Ohio, and the wind started blowing, and then I got cracks in the doors and stuff that I'm gonna put some weather seal all the way around where the air's getting in, because when I'm looking at outside, I can see daylight through the doors at the bottom down there, and that's where most of the wind's coming in. Same way with the double doors in the back. My front doors are pretty well secured. I don't feel no draft coming from anywhere on the front doors. It's just these double doors. So I got a lot of views within like an hour on my channel on Facebook, and I got some views on my YouTube channel, which you're watching me now on. And so if you're interested in how I'm doing this van and how I'm going to make my walls and my ceiling and my floor all a 12-volt heated insulation, you'll want to subscribe. And my channel is not just about living in the van, being homeless, and how I live in a van. It's helping a lot of people, and plus other people that also lives in vans and stuff. They're starting to subscribe to my channel. I woke up and I got like 716 subscribers. Woo! So I guess there is some people out there interested in what I'm doing. And it's a slow process for me because I'm flat broke, and right now it's winter time, so I'm limited on the body work I can do outside at car lots, and ultimately you can't really paint when it's only 20-some degrees. I can do body work on the car lots when it's about 45 degrees or higher, and that's when I can make myself some money and at least get something to eat and buy some gas for my van in case I get in trouble and my batteries do go down, because I don't have enough batteries to wire up in series or parallel for the different kinds of things I need to keep going all the time. And I already know on my 12-volt system of my insulation, that wall back there will be insulated in 12 volts of insulation. And the insulation, I'm going to pop all this rooftop cardboard down and then put my insulation up in between that and that. And then I may even go ahead and carpet the roof after that. So when I got my insulation turned on to heat, it'll create a heat pocket up in there. The cold's not going to come in, and what heat does come through the under layer will heat this van up good. And I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 12-volt insulation sheets, and I'm going to put one under the carpet so heat's kind of coming up, and then heat's coming from the walls no matter how cold it is outside, and then it'll be more an even radiant heat and not so dangerous having an open flame or a gas stove like a lot of people are doing and getting themselves in trouble, not waking up because they got carbon dioxide, or burning their vans, tents, everything that they're putting these heaters in. And these kind of propane heaters like Mr. Buddy, you'd be surprised on how many people those are killed. And they keep right on selling them. They don't make them any safer. And another reason why you want to subscribe, because here in the future, when I do get some bucks in my pocket, I'm going to build you a stove and show you how to hook it all up, or I'll build them and sell them. And I use what is it called, platinum catalytic converters. You can't go and steal them. You got to go actually to the car store and buy them. But I used to heat a warehouse with just a bunch of old junk pipes, mufflers, and catalytic converters that was just in a junkyard, and I welded it all together and just put a fan on one side, and it heated the whole warehouse. That saved my gas bill in my warehouse was like $1,800 a month if I used those kind of heaters. City gas, they rack you. So I built this big old thing, double oil barrel stove, welded the platinum mufflers in there. That way the bottom would burn, get them hot, and when that gets hot, they will store so much energy that they're actually putting out more heat than what you're burning. And I made a mini one, and the little mini one works good, and it's free heat, and you can do it with a muffler, and the way you vent it, there's no exhaust or no smoke or whatever it is that you heat the little tank. It's enough. If it's 30 degrees outside, it'll make it 100 degrees inside your van. And you got to do some piping and stuff like that. But if you're interested, you can build one big enough to do your whole house, and it'll heat your house, because I did it to my house when I had a house. And it's just a matter of doing some plumbing and piping. That's pretty well much it. You need to know how to weld. So a lot of people don't know how to weld, so I'm thinking maybe this summer I'll start welding a bunch of them, little ones, and show you how to pipe it into your van or your camper, and how to make baseboard heaters where the baseboard heaters will stay hot, and you just don't take nothing to really get it hot inside. If you get your fire a little bit too big, it'll get too hot. You have to roll down all your windows, because they store energy, and that platinum gets even hotter than what the fire's getting it, and it'll stay hot for long periods of time, and you just regulate on how hot you want it by how much fire you put under it. And even when the fire goes out, it's still putting out heat for about 2 hours to 3 hours, even after you're done with, say you got it on a campfire and it's piped in, or if you got another way to catch it, to get the tank hot, and it all pipes in, and you got a little baseboard on one side of your van, and it's enough to heat up inside the van real quick. And like when I did my prototype for my other van I had, it got so hot. It was 0 outside, and we was having a blizzard. I had to roll both of my front windows down just to regulate the temperature. And actually, I liked it because I was getting fresh air in, and the cool breeze that was coming in felt good because I was so hot inside. Now, this is a lot safer, 100 times safer than using a Mr. Buddy or an open flame Coleman stove. Lot safer. And you don't really have to even vent your windows with this system, so you can keep them up to keep the cold air from blowing in, or just maybe crack about the size of your finger on one window just to keep having cool air, because you're going to want cool air after you get one of these stoves or build one yourself. So you want to subscribe and click that little bell so that you can be notified when I start building one for myself. And then I'll show you the videos here later on down the road. Or if I get some extra cash somehow, I'll go ahead and build one, and I'll video it, how I'm building it, and showing you how it's built and how I put it together, and how little, don't take very much to get them things hot. And it's a pretty well much free heat. I mean, you got to build the thing. It's not a rocket stove. Them things are too dangerous. A lot of people are getting their houses burnt down because of those rocket stoves. They put it in their house, or they get one of these little cheap ones, and a lot of people getting hurt with those. With my system, anything happens, it's outside where it can't do nothing to nobody. So, and you don't have to worry about an open flame inside your van or your camper, and you don't have to worry about carbon dioxide, because there's no way carbon dioxide can get inside. So let me know down below if you're interested in this heater or not. And if you got a few bucks, well, I need somebody. I got my PayPal button. I think I got it working right. Somebody just to send me $1 just so I can see it's working right, because I ain't got nothing in on it yet. And my PayPal button is for my business called Rick's Auto Body and Detail Service LLC, but I'm using that and linking it onto YouTube in case somebody does feel a little generous and send a little bit of money my way. And I'll keep on doing these videos and show you how to build this 12-volt insulation and on all your walls and your floor. And once you get that built, you'll love it, because you don't have to have an open flame inside your van or spend a lot of money on kerosene or propane, or those little gas canisters that you put in those Mr. Buddies. They're like $16, I think, for 2 of them. And if you got a double one, you put it on your Mr. Heater or Mr. Buddy heater, and it'll last maybe 4 hours. And they burn down quick. And then you're back up putting 2 more in there just to get through the rest of your night. That's expensive if you think about it. So if you can, somebody out there, just send me $1 and click the PayPal thing on there. I didn't know how to make the button yet, but if you the links on the bottom of my descriptions, if somebody just clicks on it, and then you'll see Rick's Auto Body in detail service, like on my van, and it'll go into my account. If you want me to send it back, I'll just click return. Just let me know how you want me to do it. If not, I'll probably go buy some of those ramen soups with it. When you're poor and you ain't got no food, those ramen soups, you get a whole box for like $2 and something. I think there's like 15 packs in there. That can get you by a whole week. You would get a couple of cans of chili from the dollar store, and a couple of packs of hot dogs, and you chop them up, put it in your soup, and cook the soup. And to change the taste up, because you get tired of it after a while, make one with chili. Stir a can of chili in there, and it changes the taste, and you got something different. And plus you got something in your belly. And 2 soups a day is about I think 30 cents. A can of chili is about $1, and you're not going to eat that chili all day. You can split it in half and eat one half later, and then put the other half in your refrigerator and eat it the next day. So 2 soups a day can keep you alive, and I've been surviving on soups, ramen soups. And to get meat, I just chop up a little cheap meat. I go to Kroger's and find something in the discount bin, and whatever it is, I just chop it up and put it in my soup, and I get some nourishment. And if I find something else on sale, like crackers, you can go to Aldi's and get a box of crackers, of 4 crackers. I always got crackers. And if you ain't got nothing else, you can eat 4 or 5 crackers at noon, and it feels like you got something in your belly. Trick your stomach. And then of an evening, use 4 or 5 crackers with the ramen soup. That changes the taste up a little bit and gives you a little bit more filling into your belly. At least you can get to sleep and not be thinking about going out and spending a lot of money to have a real fancy dinner like I do at McDonald's. I only do that when I got a little extra money and splurge and go out and have a nice dinner like that. But without further ado, I won't make this video any longer, but this part 3 was just to show you where I was at, and that I don't have the money to get the whole complete system to keep it warm, because once I have insulated 12-volt insulation all around inside my van, I've done the math. I need 6 batteries so they stay up and keep putting heat out through the insulation, and for about 11 hours, which is plenty, because when you go to sleep and you wake up, at least they're still working and you're not cold. and then you can hook it up to your alternator, the batteries you got in parallel, and those 6 batteries will last that long. Pretty much after 6 hours, everything starts getting cooler and cooler gradually, but it gives you time to take a shower if you got a shower in your van, and gives you enough time to do your business if you got a bathroom in your van, which I got a portable Walmart bucket toilet system, and then you get the scented bags and you put them down in the bucket, put about 20 of them, just keep putting bags and bags and bags, and then when you get done with your business, you just pull that one bag out and tie it up and throw it in the dumpster or wherever you're allowed to put it. But anyways, tonight, the reason why I ran out of heat so early is because I didn't have my batteries fully charged. So that's why they only lasted that long. And I've been charging for about 4 hours on 2 amps to give them a good deep charge, and they last longer. So I got about 2 more hours I'm going to be working in here before I have to leave and go live at Walmart. I'm turning this back up, so I got another 135 minutes. And then, because the first night I lasted about 12 hours before the batteries went completely dead, and I'm only doing two batteries, and I got them hooked up in parallel, not series. And do you know which way the best? Somebody dropped me down a comment down here. Let me know if I should keep them in parallel, or should I do it in series and make it a complete loop? Which is best? Is anybody out there really good with that kind of stuff? Drop me a line, because I could use some help too. So maybe tomorrow I'll do a video how I'm living at different Walmarts and show you, and you might see me playing with my dog. She likes to play ball, and at the Walmarts I'm staying, she's got so many Walmart friends because they love her, and I might let her have a little camera time tomorrow. Hey girl, are you sleepy? I wore her out today. She must have ran about 10 miles altogether catching that ball. But anyways, let me know what you think, and drop a comment. And if you got any suggestions, send them my way. Chances are I've either tried them out or maybe don't know about it. Could be something new. And another thing is, you know, I'm not trying to beg, but even if you can't spare $1, whoever you are, to see if my PayPal button or link is working or not. What I'm doing is pretty good in the information, even though I don't have all the fancy cameras and a computer yet where I can do video editing and make my videos pop, because I'm limited on space, and until I get my van decked out, because it's going to also be a mobile body shop. So I got a lot of things to put in there, and I got to try to get it all categorized so I have a little bit of walking space in my van. So I'm getting the biggest air compressor when it gets warm enough I can do 4 or 5 cars. And then it's a gas generator, and it's huge, and it'll do everything I need. And then I can just do the cars on the car lot, you know, use a DA and everything. But is to share me on your Facebook, share me on your Twitter, and that will help me out greatly, because I woke up and I had 716 subscribers. So that will help me out. And if I get over 1,000, as I understand it, I'll be allowed to make a little bit of money off from YouTube, and maybe just be enough to eat and get gas for weekly or something, you know. But I don't know. It's up to you. If you got a heart, I could use it. And you'd be surprised how many people and families are living in cars. A whole family living in cars because their landlord kicked them out because they didn't have rent. And women living in cars. And people living in vans. And some people are a little bit more luckier, are pulling their campers behind them. And they got it a little bit better than some of us. And they're always somebody needing help. And I like to be able to help people that, you know, I call them my neighbors, because actually we all live at different Walmarts and just pick a night and go to a different Walmart. And so we're not just on their lot. You know, you don't want to abuse Walmarts, because they're really nice to let people like us spend a night in their parking lot. They let us truck drivers spend nights in their parking lots. I used to drive for Prime. Any truckers out there used to drive for Prime? I was with them when Miss Vera Lowe owned the company, and I got taken. Some of you might have been taken too, and if you know what I mean by that, you know who Sam E.G. is. Last time I heard, he's in federal prison now. But anyways, if you got anything you want to ask me, drop them down in the comments, and I'll get to you. And I'm going to start doing videos living in a van, showing you where I'm at. Eventually I'll get the extra cameras and get me a laptop, and then I'll make them pop, and I'll make them more interesting, and show you some good scenery, some good boondocking places, and just, you know, a lot of people out there are beginners, and they're scared. They don't know what to do because they don't have no place to go or no place to live. And something for a lot, like 4 of my new subscribers sent me messages saying that they're scared. You know, what should they do to protect themselves? So I'm going to do a video just on how to protect yourself, like get a dog. I got a really nice dog. She's everybody's friend when it's daylight, and Walmart workers, customers, they come up, ask me where my dog is, and she'll be in the van, so I'll let her out, and she's everybody's friend as long as they throw the ball. And when it gets dark, everybody's her enemy. She won't let nobody come around my van, or if I'm asleep, she will she'll let me know. And if something's messing around the van, I can open the door and she will chase them off. She won't bite them, but she'll make them think that she's going to bite them.